Hi, I'm Lindsay with MFG.com, and I'm going to show you how you can easily create a new RFQ and get quotes on your parts via your MFG.com buy-side dashboard. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to want to do is scroll our mouse all the way over to the left and select the big green button that says Create New RFQ, Get Quotes Now. Now from here, what you're going to see is a box that pops up that says Select Parts to Add to RFQ. Now right here you can see these are all of the previously sourced parts that I've sourced on MFG.com, and those are currently stored in my MFG.com parts library. But since this is your first time sourcing on MFG.com, what we're going to want to do is go all the way to the left-hand corner and select Add New Part. Now from here you see another box that pops up that says Source New Part. So what we want to do here is put in the part details for the specific part that we're sourcing. So the first thing we want to do is select a manufacturing category associated with this part. How about we go ahead and say Display All Categories, and let's say this is a machining part. So let's scroll down, and how about we select Reaming, and let's select OK. And we'll continue to move forward. Let's go ahead and give our part a name. And let's give our part a number. And then let's give our part a quick description. This is what the suppliers will eventually base their quote off of. So you want to make sure it is informational and provides them with the information that they're looking for. Next, let's select the material. And then let's scroll down to part-specific attachments and links. Now this is where we would want to attach any relevant CAD files, drawings, or specific files that are specific to this part. It's important to provide as much information as you can here because you want to make sure that suppliers have the ability to give you the most accurate quotes possible. So to upload files or attach links, you simply select the button. You can see you can easily upload files from your MFG or from your computer or directly from the internet, whatever works best for you. So next thing we want to do is put in our estimated annual usage. So the reason we want to include this is, say right now we're only sourcing 25,000 pieces, but we want to use 100,000 pieces annually. You want to let the suppliers know that because that might help with the pricing that they're going to give you. So let's go ahead and say that our estimated annual usage is 100,000. And then let's say that our baseline price, that's the price that we're currently paying, is $23, and we want to get down to $22. So let's go ahead and say the quantity to quote, that's the number that we would like our suppliers to quote on right now, is 25,000. And that our delivery date, let's say we're looking to have this part to us by August 7th. So the last part in the creating your part step is to categorize this part in your parts library. You can see you could easily add this to a previously made folder, or I could easily create a new parts folder, and this is just for my own organization, by going in and typing in the information and say create group, and then let's go ahead and select save and continue. From here, you can see that I'm now landing on the create request for quote form. You can see here's the reaming part that I just created, and you can see I can easily make any changes to this by just clicking in the box and adding a different number. Now, one of the things that's important to note is, say that you want to create a bunch of parts and then you wanted to come back and source the RFQ later. That's the beauty of this. You simply go to your MFG.com parts library, what we saw at the beginning, and you can pull this RFQ or this part right back out. But let's say that we want to source this RFQ now, so let's go ahead and start filling out the RFQ details. Let's say that we need our quotes by June 24th and that we're going to award the RFQ by July 9th. RFQ must be quoted in US dollars. Let's give it a name. We could add a reference number. We could select it to an RFQ folder. And then we could also give it a brief description. So let's scroll down to Security and Intellectual Property. Now this is where you have the ability to further protect the intellectual property of the parts in RFQ that you're sourcing. So let's say that I'd like to include a first level NDA on this specific RFQ. That means all suppliers that before they review my drawings have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. If I decided to include a second level NDA, that would mean they would not only have to sign my non-disclosure agreement, but I would have to approve their signature before they could see my drawings. If I wanted to make changes to my NDA, I could simply select the NDA button and copy and paste an NDA directly from my company in here, or I could use MFG.com's blanket NDA text. Next, you want to come down to General Attachments and Links. This is where you can upload any files about your company or attach any presentations that you think might be helpful to the supplier, but it's important to note you don't want to attach part drawings here. You want to keep each of those files directly with the part, not with the RFQ. So next thing, you want to come down to shipping and payment terms. We'll keep our payment terms at DDP. We'll keep our shipping destination at MFG.com. And then we'll keep our payment terms at Net30, but you could see I could easily write my own if I wanted to. Here's where I could add a couple, or I have to add a couple questions to let the supplier know the intentions for this specific RFQ. So that's where we want to let the supplier know I'm finding a new supplier for a new design. I find a new supplier for an existing design. So let's say we're finding a supplier for a new design. Our relationship to this RFQ, we have a contract for this work, and let's say this RFQ is for the aerospace industry. The second to last section is where you could include any questions to potential suppliers, but let's go ahead and continue to scroll down, and now we come down to who should receive this RFQ. This is the last step in our distribution, in our RFQ creation process, distribution. So the whole time that I've been filling out my RFQ details, MFG.com has been automatically matching me with suppliers that have the right expertise, credentials, and capacity to meet my exact needs. So I could either continue to send to MFG.com's auto match suppliers, or I could drill down a little bit further and say, you know what, I only want it to go to suppliers located in Alabama and Arizona. From there, I could also add any out-of-network suppliers, like suppliers that aren't members of MFG.com, but suppliers that I'm currently working with, by simply selecting Invite Out-of-Network Supplier. And I put in their company name and their information. I put them into one of my folders, and then I would say save and invite another, or save and invite another supplier. And then all I would do is check this box and select the specific address book I wanted it to go to. So there you have it. Once I hit submit, I will successfully have submitted and sourced my first RFQ via MFG.com. From there, the RFQ will go to MFG.com's team of engineers and be checked for quality and completedness, and then it will be released into the marketplace to my suppliers located in Alabama and Arizona. From there, I'll receive quotes back from suppliers, and then I will award the RFQ online. There you have it. That's how you can easily source your first RFQ with MFG.com. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact your sourcing specialist. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.